Now, I don't know if you all have seen the documentary, but it is out. It is a 4-part documentary, and I watched it from beginning to end. I couldn't stop watching it after I watched the first part of it. I thought maybe I wouldn't want to watch it, but it was interesting, none to say the least. Netflix Diddy documentary has been released, but it could be removed as quickly as it has arrived. So if you haven't seen it and you desire to see what this whole thing is about, you better hurry up quick because it could be removed. So when you buy through links on our articles, Future and its syndication partners may earn a commission. So the new P. Diddy documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, is now on Netflix. It is produced by Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. Combs' lawyers accuse Netflix of using stolen footage. The streamer has reportedly been sent a cease and desist, according to CNN. So if you want to stream the new Diddy documentary, Sean Combs, The Reckoning, on Netflix, you're best off doing it as soon as possible, according to CNN. Lawyers of the rapper and record producer have sent Netflix a cease and desist letter accusing the streamer of using stolen footage. So the statement had provided by the spokesperson to CNN claims the new documentary uses stolen footage that has never ever been authorized for release and is a shameful hit piece. So this relates to the footage seen in the documentary teaser trailer, which you can watch below, filmed 6 days before Combs' arrest for charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution in September of 2024. Nonetheless, you'll already find Sean Combs' The Reckoning at the top of your Netflix profile this morning, December the 2nd. The mini-series explores the sexual misconduct allegations against the rapper. However, that doesn't mean that the documentary produced by long-standing rival Curtis 50 Cent Jackson is necessarily out of the woods just yet. Diddy's legal action could escalate as next Netflix documentary Sean Combs' The Reckoning is released. So this is a still frame teaser. I'm not going to show this, but this is what it looks like. So if you see this on Netflix, the actual video is still there. So if the initial legal reaction to Sean Combs' The Reckoning is anything to go by, issues between Netflix and the rapper aren't going to go away. In fact, it's completely possible that the documentary could disappear in the future. So we only need to look at what happened with Baby Reindeer, Richard Gadd's global hit series, and see how Netflix can legally lose out with their content. So real life inspiration Fiona Harvey sued the streamer for $170 million in the defamation case in 2024 for stating the series was based on a true story. So Netflix failed to have the case thrown out in hearings. So in this instant, allegations are still being understood as public relations spokesperson Judah Eaglemeyer told CNN about the footage. Sean was making his own documentary since he was 19 years old. So the footage was commissioned as part of it. So will we see it tonight? Neither Netflix nor Mr. Jackson were kind enough to offer us a screener. So Eaglemeyer said on December 1st, meaning fresh comments could be made now the miniseries has dropped. So director Alexander Stapleton responded, "It came to us. We obtained the footage legally and have the necessary rights. So we moved heaven and earth to keep the filmmaker's identity confidential." One thing about Sean Combs is that he was filming himself, and it's been an obsession throughout the decades. So we also reached out to Sean Combs' legal team for an interview and comment multiple times, but did not hear back. Combs' cease and desist letter released on December 1st says, as you are undoubtedly aware, Mr. Combs has not hesitated to take legal action against media entities and others who violate his rights, and he will not hesitate to do so against Netflix. So the rapper is currently serving 4-month to 2-year prison sentence in New Jersey and is set for release May of 2028. Okay, so he's not going to be in there that long. So Netflix itself has made no official comment on the allegations. So expert news, reviews, and opinion in your feeds. Make sure to click and follow the button. Of course, you can follow. I guess it's Tech Radar on TikTok as news, reviews, unboxing, video form. Get regular updates from the WhatsApp as well. So this was a 3-minute read. So this is about the reckoning of the documentary, the 4-part series. So there is a cease and desist letter that went to Netflix about the release of this. So I just wanted to make this known. This article is 3-minute, and it was by Jasmine Valentine out of Tech Radar. And so you'd have to see what's going on, and it does also point fingers at Diddy possibly being one of the co-conspirators of Tupac's untimely murder. So you'd have to look more into the video, and I'm not here to point fingers or anything or to side with anyone. I'm the messenger, okay? But it does raise a lot of eyebrows. And it does make people who lived in that time or knows, during that time era what was going on. It opens some eyes about some issues. And it does also influence. So, and having that being said, I'm going to leave this here with you. What are your thoughts on this? Now, some say that this documentary should be out. It is vindicating. It is pointing out the realization of and giving a voice or a face to the victims who were involved in this case. And then others are saying yes and then no to the person who produced this piece. That this is targeted. This is calculated and targeted not because you're trying to vindicate and give voice to victims, but you have your personal vendetta out against someone who you never really liked to begin with, and you had your own personal vendetta out on them. So, or it could be both. So it's up to you what you think about this. But I will say that it takes other black people to tear other black people down. I will say that. I'm not saying that we should be okay with what Diddy did and what he was involved in. But what I do notice is that a lot of times when things like this happen to anybody of the black persuasion in our communities, sometimes we hurt each other worse than anyone else can. And we tear each other down. I mean, really tear each other down. And it's a reflection. And it's what people look at when they view all of us. So, and that being said, I'm going to say this as well too. If any of their comments or any footage, any of the things that happened having regarding Tupac anywhere remotely have validity, it will come out no matter what. We don't need a documentary necessarily to bring the truth to light. The truth will eventually come to the forefront. Life has a funny way of sort of solving its mysteries. I'll say that. And that's another black brother as well. That could have been influential and was very influential. Even in death, he's influential to this day. It's Tupac. So I'm going to let this video go. What are your thoughts on all of this? This is really heavy duty stuff. But I will say this here. I don't think his career is going to be anywhere any better than what it was before all of this happened. Notice that all these brothers, that they were at the pinnacle of their career. They were at the top. I mean, the tippy top. And one incident, more than one incident, anything you get your hand involved in that is anywhere in the realm of criminality, you're going down. And I mean down in flames. And it's almost to the point to where you cannot even bounce back, because all people got in their head is what you did wrong. It trumps everything that you did that might have been beneficial in the black community, but what you did wrong stands out to everyone. And it takes a long time to bring yourself even to a level that people even mention your name. And it's like, if they mention your name, they still, that long-lasting memory of what you did wrong is just there. It just stays there. I mean, when we used to think of Bill Cosby when we were kids, he was like this great figure. He was clean. He was this and he was that. But now when you look at it, he's none of those things. All you think about is that Spanish fly and drugging women and the case and the trial and him going to prison and then that little glitch that got him out somehow. But he never came back to what he used to be. You notice that? OJ used to be big in the community, and then he distanced himself, and then he went the other way, married this woman, and he got all caught up in all this domestic violence. And you notice they didn't really acknowledge too much domestic violence when he was in a relationship with a black woman. He was married to her, and then they had a child. The child drowned, I believe. He was fighting her, but nothing had to do with domestic violence. They posted one little article and that went away. But when it was Nicole getting beat, then they wanted to start making it crucial that they acknowledge domestic violence, because this is one of their people getting beat up by what said a black man marrying this white woman in their community. And mind you, his estate was sued by her family. Even in death, they hated that man. They do not forget what they say he did. So I want you guys to think about these things. When you see these articles, when you see what is going on, and look at what's happening in our world right now. The administration we're under, what's happening in our world right now, and now we've got this. So yeah, it is a lasting memory. You cannot get this out of your head. Even if you were, asleep and you woke up, the first thing you remember is, oh, Diddy's in trouble. Oh, Bill Cosby, he got in trouble with the rape. Oh, OJ, he's in trouble. Notice it's all of these black men in these high profile positions. And once they get in trouble, it never goes away. Think about what you do when you get to that level. What are you doing for your community? How are you helping? Are you bringing back? Because if you get in trouble, the very people you turn your back on and you distance yourself from, you're not coming back. You're not coming back and redeeming yourself, because that's it. So I'm going to let this go, but yeah, this is where we're at. You might want to watch this before they erase it. Even with what you already assume, you'd have to watch it and then make your final assumption after that.